What's going on, people? It's your boy Forde. It's Monday the 19th of June to be exact. Now, as always, on a Monday, there's loads of stuff to get through. So bear with me. There's 4 major stories and they're all incoming as well. So there's a lot of positive stuff to go around. Now, let's start off with an ongoing story which is touched us all quite heavily over the past week or so, which is Cheick Tiote. He's now been finally laid to rest in his home country of the Ivory Coast. As you've seen it on Twitter as well, that Papi Cissé has dedicated a goal to him as well, pointing to the sky, lifting up his shirt, and obviously dedicating the goal to his dear friend that he lost, that we all lost quite recently as well. So shout outs go to obviously the rest of his family as well, and may his soul rest in peace as well. So still hard to get over. Obviously the guy losing his life at the age of 30, but hopefully now he's in a better place now, and I'm hoping that we can still make sure that he is recognised and remembered as a Newcastle United player and just an all-round great guy. But moving on from that now, as I said, there's 4 stories regarding transfers coming into Newcastle United. Let's start off with the one that's looking likely to happen this week, which is Lejuene. Hopefully I've got that right again. I know I keep butchering that name. But it's reported from people from the Chronicle, Lee Ryder, quite a few journalists as well, that Acquah have even admitted that this the defender will complete his move this week to Newcastle United, get in, and looks to be around £8.7 million because that's the release clause in his contract. So £8.7 million for him. Obviously, he was on the books for Manchester City. He's played out in Italy, currently playing out in Spain. £9 million for a central defender. You can't really go wrong with that. And it looks like it's going to happen by the end of this week. So hopefully I'll have my new shirt by then. And yeah, hopefully he'll slot in very nicely alongside either Kieran Clark or Jamal Lascelles, if they're still here by the start of the season, that is, as well. So that's the first one out of the way. The second one is Willie Caballero. Now, this doesn't count towards the 4, but I thought I'd get this in there. He was heavily linked with us over the weekend. People, oh yeah, by the way, people fretting about how we've not signed anyone yet. First of all, we have signed someone. We signed Christian Atsu, which, again, yes, he was on the books already as a loan player, but still work needs to be done behind the scenes to get him done as a permanent deal. Second of all, if I've read correctly, this time last season, we hadn't even signed a player yet. The transfer window is just barely open. Calm down. Rafa's got this all under control. I believe in him as well. So, yeah, getting back to the Willie Caballero situation. Goalkeeper, was playing for Manchester City. Apparently, we was linked with him. Apparently his agent come out with saying that it's too cold for him up in the northeast. Hello, like everywhere at the moment it's roasting hot. And bearing in mind, yeah, I get it, if you're coming from London to Newcastle, it is that tad little bit colder, but that's in the winter months, just like everywhere else in the UK is. So apparently his agent come out with that rubbish, whatever. But now it looks like Caballero is on his way to be a bench warmer at Chelsea, because let's face it, he's not getting past Courtois any day now. Obviously, Begovic has moved on from Chelsea, so they do need a new bench warmer to claim a medal or whatever at the end of the season. So it doesn't look like it's coming to Newcastle anytime soon. And to be honest, I am not bothered by that at all. We've got 5 keepers on the books, 2 we need to get rid of. One's a World Cup winner. 3 of them have already played in the Premier League already. Why do we need a goalkeeper? I do not know anyway. So, moving on to the other 2 stories, possibly even a third one. Now this guy I haven't heard of, but we've been heavily linked with him. Apparently this might happen as well. Hopefully I'll get this name correctly as well. Acquah plays for Torino at the moment, 25-year-old defensive midfielder, and we haven't had a defensive midfielder like that or like him in a while, since obviously the late Cheick Tiote. Ball-winning midfielder. It's got a bit of a discipline problem. Apparently got sent off a few times last season. Been capped for Ghana, his national sides, and he's come out and said, yes, it is very likely I'll be moving to England. It's 90% complete, but we are still talking. Once we finish, I'm sure an announcement will be made. It's been a dream of mine to play in England, and I'm very close to achieving this now. It's also been seen that he's actually following the Newcastle United account on Twitter, so you know what that means when players do that. it's more than likely it's going to happen. So again, we haven't had a player of that stature in a long while. Someone can break the play down, win the ball. He can play also right midfield as well. Should I add that in as well? Yes, we've got the likes of Hayden who can do that job, but I still feel that we need more steel in that midfield, and I think Jack Colback might be moving on, much to obviously the celebrations behind the screen from you guys as well, because I'm sure there's a few Jack Colback haters as well as admirers watching this account as well. Now, the other person that's been linked with us is Aboubakar, Vincent Aboubakar to be exact. Plays for, well, who does he play for? Apparently he was in negotiations with Besiktas, but apparently they've stalled because we're interested in him as well. So we were previously linked with him before. Just checking up on stats on him as well. Aboubakar, apparently been linked with him before. To be honest, currently plays for FC Porto, should I say. Decent goal scoring record from, I've seen it somewhere, but I still think that's a long way off, so I'm still just checking up on that one. Yeah, so Aboubakar currently plays for FC Porto. We've been linked to him, apparently still in negotiation with Besiktas, but we're throwing our 2 cents in there, or more than 2 cents obviously, to see if we can get a deal done for him as well. So the good news from this point of view, obviously getting the Lejuene deal hopefully done by the end of this week. That's something that needs to happen straight away. We need a centre half. Caballero, don't need him as well. Definitely looking to get a centre midfielder in. So again, if we can get in Acquah in, and also if you check him out on YouTube as well, that's another thing. Acquah, if you manage to type that in and find him, he's got an interesting story on YouTube as well. Apparently his wife was cheating on him with Jordan Ayew, currently plays for Swansea City, so that'll be an interesting tie if he does sign for us and we come to play them this season. Obviously we will do, because we're both in the Premier League now, so that's an interesting one. Make sure you check that one out yourself and let me know what you think about that one, and obviously the Aboubakar one as well. But the fourth and final one that I was going to get onto was obviously this Tammy Abraham situation. Now, he did say that he's going to make his mind up after the under-21s championship is done. I think we should just need to move on from that. If he's taking so long to decide if he wants to play for us or not, he hasn't made a decision yet. Let's move on. I know we're going to be linked with 21 million forwards anyway, but again, if he can't make his mind up to come to us over Brighton or whether he wants to stay on at Chelsea, then let's move on. We haven't got time to waste like that. So anyway, it looks like a positive week for us. Fingers crossed we can get at least two through the door in the next couple of weeks, because obviously we've got pre-season friendlies coming up very soon, and we also need to make sure that we get this squad ready for a tough Premier League season. So that's it from me, guys. I'm sweating as ever because it's absolutely roasting in this room, and obviously it's a hot day as well, so make sure you go out and enjoy it. I certainly will, and I'm sure you'll be checking out the under-21s later on today to see our potential new striker if he does play. Peace.